If you know how to think clearly, it doesn't matter what situation you are placed in, you can figure it out and solve the problem. One of the biggest skills I learned when I was building my business was literally the ability to think clearly. Before this is how my mind looked like. The red here represents a problem I faced, and kinda the lines represent my mental state. I saw that there was some problem, but I just couldn't figure it out. I saw it, but I didn't fully see it. Once I started to think clearly, this is what my mind became, and the problem became apparent. But how do you do this? How do you get to this state? Step 1. Free up your time to ruminate. You don't spend enough time being with your thoughts, and because of that, you can never step back and ask yourself, what is the actual problem and what is the problem with my life? You just so close to the problem and so caught up in it that it's very hard to figure out what the actual thing is. You have to remove stuff from your life so your day is free to ruminate. I recommend going on walks, taking breaks, just literally being bored. The easiest question to ask if you figured out if you have a problem here is during your day. Do you generally have off time when you are just and you are just bored and you don't do anything? And if the answer is yes, then congratulations, you just finished step 1. But if you are most of the people and you just don't have that free time freed up, then I have horrible news for you, because you just have to figure it out. This is something extremely contradictory, because for you to be productive, you actually have to be unproductive. Maybe when you go to your gym, you like to listen to music, or when you're feeling productive, you like to listen to a podcast or an audiobook. But instead, if you just spend that time literally listening to nothing and just being with your thoughts, you will come up with a great idea that will give you a quantum jump later down the road. And maybe it looks like you took a step back, but in reality, you just actually went 5 steps forward. As a side note and some advice here, you actually have to have a problem on your mind that you are currently working on. Because if you don't, then you really just be ruminating on random daily life stuff. And now that's where the value really comes with the clear thinking session and step 2. The clear thinking session is this thing in the middle. This is a more active process that you do. This is the freeing up your time. A more passive thing. Your clear thinking sessions exist inside the freed up time that enables you to ruminate. This environment will be the thing that will make this thing work. So what is a clear thinking session, you may ask? A clear thinking session is something I coined because all the other words out there were just lame. Some people name this writing, others named it journaling, but I don't think any of this really represents of what you exactly do. A clear thinking session is aimed at clarifying and solving a certain problem. And if you don't really have the problem yet, you are rather just in this stage when you just know something is not right, but you have too much chaos in your mind to figure it out, then this session will be perfect for that. Step 1. Find a quiet environment. Step 2. Get some noise cancelling headphones on. Step 3. Turn the Brain FM recharge category on. There is this app called Brain FM and they have a recharge category. And somehow this music just puts your brain in the perfect place for clear thinking. It is the theta and alpha waves in the relax, probably that helps. And it's much better than the focus, by the way. I don't know why, but it somehow works. 4th, sit down with an empty Notion or Google Docs page and write. Just start brain dumping everything down on the paper. And you will naturally start to write about problems, if you're anything like me. And just go deeper on those problems. Start writing more and more and more and go more detailed, and you will help uncover and unpack that problem. I think Einstein said it, that if he would have an hour to solve a problem, he would spend the first 55 minutes identifying the problem as clearly as possible. Because most of you can't solve the problem because you suck at problem definition. And once it's clearly defined, it's very easy to solve it. And it will honestly come naturally for you. I'm not joking, I literally apply this to every area of my life. If I have a problem that I feel like I'm not feeling fulfilled, if there is some business problem, I literally done this yesterday when I felt bad for my content not performing. It really helps you live a more intentional life and helps you solve so many problems. But trust me, once you do this, at the first it will look like a step back and it will be like, this is boring, this is dumb. But if you just stick with it for a while, you will start seeing so many positive benefits in your life, because literally you have all the answers to all of your problems. You will know what the next step is. You just probably have to define what exactly is the solution, and you are not acting because the steps are not clearly defined. And maybe even if you don't know the answer, when you write stuff down, you will be able to figure out what is the place you can acquire that knowledge. And step 3 is just act. It's simple. And this framework, no joke, changed my life. Like, it's literally, if I have one habit, it's literally this.